The cabin sat miles away from the nearest town, deep in the Oregon woods. Daniel Cole liked it that way. Life had been noisy once. City lights, traffic, arguments, hospital rooms, but all that ended 3 years ago when his wife, Emily, passed away after a long illness. Now, it was just him and Lily, his 6-year-old daughter with big brown eyes and a laugh that sounded like sunshine. He worked as a carpenter, building furniture for local markets, sometimes fixing fences for the neighbors who lived scattered across the valley. He didn't earn much, but he didn't need much either. Peace and quiet were his currency. That night, though, peace was far away. The storm hit suddenly, dark clouds rolling in like an army. Rain slammed the windows, and the wind screamed through the trees. Daniel had pulled Lily's little bed closer to the fire, reading her a bedtime story when the lights flickered out. "Daddy," she whispered, "is the sky angry?" He smiled faintly. "No, sweetheart. Just a storm passing through." Then came the knock. It was faint, almost lost in the thunder. Daniel frowned, his instincts tightening. He put Lily behind him and grabbed his old hunting rifle. Nobody ever came here unannounced, especially not at night. Another knock, slower this time. He unlatched the door and pulled it open. A woman stood there, soaked, trembling, her hair plastered to her face. Her high heels sank into the mud, and the raincoat she wore looked like it belonged in some Manhattan boutique, not the Oregon backcountry. "Please," she gasped, teeth chattering. "My car. It broke down. I didn't know where else to go." Daniel hesitated only a second before motioning her inside. "Come in before you freeze," he said gruffly. She stepped inside, and the warmth of the fire made her shiver harder. Lily peeked out from behind her father, curious. "What's your name?" Lily asked softly. The woman managed a smile. "Clara." She crouched to Lily's level. "You must be the bravest girl in the storm." Lily giggled, instantly liking her. Daniel fetched a blanket and a towel. "Here, sit by the fire. You'll warm up faster." Clara thanked him, her voice soft but refined, the kind that carried years of confidence. Yet beneath it was exhaustion, a kind of quiet pain Daniel recognized. He'd seen it in the mirror before. After she dried off, she explained her situation. She'd been driving from Portland to a nearby retreat center but took a wrong turn as the storm worsened. Her GPS lost signal, and her car slid off the muddy road. Daniel nodded slowly. "You're lucky you found this place. Not many folks around here for miles." She glanced around the cabin. Simple wooden furniture, shelves of books, a few framed photos of a smiling woman holding a baby. "This is beautiful," she said. "Did you build it yourself?" Daniel shrugged. "Most of it. Keeps me busy." As the fire crackled, something in the air softened. Lily brought Clara a mug of cocoa, her small hand steady despite the flickering candlelight. Clara accepted it, smiling warmly. "You have a wonderful daughter," she said quietly. Daniel looked at Lily, his expression unreadable. "Yeah, she's my reason for everything." Hours passed. The storm grew worse, and Clara had no choice but to stay the night. Daniel offered her the couch, and Lily insisted on giving her a teddy bear, so she wouldn't be scared. As Daniel put out the lamps, he caught Clara staring into the fire, her eyes glimmering, not from the light, but from tears she quickly wiped away. He didn't ask why. He never asked questions about people's pain. But something about her, something in the way she held herself, like she was used to controlling worlds and suddenly couldn't control her own, stayed with him long after she fell asleep. Outside, the storm howled on. Inside, for the first time in years, Daniel felt something stirring he thought he'd buried long ago: hope. The storm passed by dawn, leaving behind a misty quiet that blanketed the forest. Birds began to stir, the world slowly returning to life. Daniel woke early, chopping wood behind the cabin. The rhythmic sound calmed him. Inside, Lily was showing Clara her drawings, chattering about trees, rabbits, and how Daddy can build anything. When Daniel walked in, Clara was laughing, really laughing, a sound that filled the small cabin with warmth. He hadn't realized how empty the place had felt until that moment. "I can make pancakes," Daniel said with a faint grin. "But you'll have to pretend they're good." "They smell wonderful," Clara said, smiling. "Better than anything from the city." During breakfast, Daniel noticed Clara avoiding her phone. When it finally buzzed to life with weak signal, she sighed and turned it face down. "You okay?" he asked. She hesitated, then nodded. "Just work stuff. It never stops." Lily tilted her head. "What's your work?" Clara paused. "I run a company." Daniel raised an eyebrow. "You mean like an office?" She chuckled softly. "Something like that. It's complicated." In truth, Clara Maxwell was the CEO of one of the fastest growing tech firms in the Pacific Northwest. But right now, she didn't want to be a CEO. She just wanted to breathe. For months, she'd been drowning. Pressures from investors, betrayal from her fiancé, endless expectations. The drive through the countryside had been her escape, a desperate attempt to remember what peace felt like. She hadn't planned on ending up stranded in a storm, or being rescued by a man who treated her like an actual human being, not a brand or a business. When she watched Daniel with Lily, gentle, patient, quietly strong, something inside her cracked open. He wasn't trying to impress her. He wasn't performing. He was just real. By afternoon, the sun broke through the clouds. Clara helped Daniel fix a broken fence post outside, laughing as she clumsily held the tools. "You're not bad," he teased. "Don't sound so surprised," she shot back, brushing mud off her sleeve. They both laughed. And for a moment, it felt like time had slowed down. That evening, before leaving, Clara stood at the door, suitcase in hand. Lily clung to her leg, not wanting her to go. "Will you come back?" Lily asked softly. Clara knelt, brushing a strand of hair from her face. "If your dad doesn't mind." Daniel hesitated. "You're welcome here anytime." Their eyes met. Something unspoken passed between them. Gratitude. Connection. Maybe even the start of something neither expected. She smiled, her heart full for the first time in years. "Then I will." Clara did come back. First with groceries, then with paint supplies for Lily, then just because she missed the silence. Daniel didn't ask for explanations, and she didn't offer any. But somewhere between shared dinners, laughter under the stars, and the quiet comfort of understanding each other's pain, they both began to heal. And though Daniel had no idea who she truly was, the woman he'd let in during the storm, he didn't care. All he knew was that sometimes, the people we rescue end up rescuing us right back. Love doesn't always arrive when life is calm. It often walks in during our storms, drenched and unexpected, reminding us that even the coldest nights can lead to the warmest mornings.